Hey, Chef Billy Parisi here with Heinen's. Thanks so much for stopping in. I want to show you a few cooking techniques to get perfectly delicious grilled vegetables every single time. When it comes to grilled vegetables, all are fair game. Potatoes, corn on the cob, green beans, Brussels sprouts, you name it. For me, I like to think of all of those things, plus everything that I love on kebabs. I think of zucchini, squash, bell peppers. All can be used on a grill, but you definitely have to follow a few techniques. Let's start off by prepping up our vegetables. For the asparagus, I want to come in about 1.5 inches from the bottom end and slice it off. That end is really woody and firm and not awesome for eating, but great for soup, so save them for a later date. For bell peppers, I love red bell peppers. I slice off the outside, leaving the pith and the seed intact. I discard that, and then you can take that slice and cut it in half. Again, you be the judge on how big you want this to be. And then for eggplant, as long as they're smaller, they're young and tender, and you can absolutely use the peelings. What I like to do is just slice them about 1/2 inch thick. And then for onions, any onion will work. Red, white, yellow, or sweet onion. I'd like to slice them in about 1/2 inch thick slices after they've already been peeled. And then zucchini and squash, you gotta have both of those on there. Let's start with the squash. You can slice them long ways. I like to slice them on a bias about 1/2 inch thick all the way down. The zucchini, the exact same process. And again, that cut can be up to you. I like to make it a little bit bigger to make sure none of those vegetables are going through my grill grates. I wanna make sure they're on top getting roasted. And then any other vegetables you want to throw in there. I've got mushrooms. Domestic big old bud mushrooms are great. Portobello's also fantastic. And then I have corn on the cob. Have to have corn on the cob, especially grilled, so delicious. I love it that Heinen's already has it shucked. Makes it incredibly easy to do. All right, now what we want to do is oil these up and season them up. You have two options here. What I personally like to do is spread them out on a sheet tray. I like to drizzle a little bit of olive oil and then rub it in from there on both sides. Then I generously season with salt and pepper on both sides, making sure every bite is going to be delicious. Now, the other way to do it, toss them in a very large bowl, drizzle on plenty of olive oil, season it with salt and pepper, and then move all of those vegetables around to make sure they're coated in the oil and season up with salt and pepper. I don't necessarily like to do this because things cook different and take a certain amount of time, and that's why I prefer to lay them out on a sheet tray, and I'll show you why in a second. All right, they are ready to go. We want to make sure our grill is about medium-high heat, and for Fahrenheit temperature, you're looking at about 400 to 450. Then when it comes to grilling, I think of things that are going to take the longest and work my way down to things that take the least so that everything's done at the same time and I can eat at the same time and vegetables aren't off getting cold. So for me, it's going to be corn and onions to start. These take about 4 to 6 minutes per side to be nice and browned up and completely cooked. Now, once I give them a flip after that 4 to 6 minutes, that's when I'm going to add on all my other vegetables. My zucchinis, my squashes, my bell peppers, my mushrooms, all that extra goodness is going on there. Now, these only take 2 to 3 minutes per side to cook, which is perfect timing. So after 2 to 3 minutes, give them a flip. Nice little grill marks on there. We're going to finish cooking them for 2 to 3 more minutes. Then they're going to be done. And guess what? Our corn and onions are going to be done. I love this. Done at the same time. Perfect every time. All right, the other option, I want to give you as many options as possible here. You can use a grill basket. It's perforated on all sides. Those flames will creep through. Just simply add it right to your grill. Add as many vegetables as you can fit in there. And then we're going to cook this for about 3 to 4 minutes and come back and give it a shake. Now, my only qualm with this is things, remember, they cook different. And certain things take more time than less time. For this, you may have those eggplant that are just overcooked or undercooked. I like putting them on the grill. You may lose 1 or 2 going through the grates, but it's definitely worth it for consistency. When we're done, we're gonna bring in those vegetables, just plate them up on a platter, showcase all those beautiful grill marks. They're perfectly cooked. Now you can serve this cold or warm, up to you. Could also drizzle a little bit of Heinen's balsamic glaze on there, so good. So be sure to follow those techniques. Make sure they're sliced thickly, make sure they're covered in oil, salt, and pepper, and make sure to watch your times. Things that cook and take a lot longer should go on first, as opposed to things that cook very quickly. And when you're done, oh my gosh, you've got a beautiful vegetable platter. I cannot wait to get into this. We'll see you next time.